I am on the final legs of finishing up Daphne, and this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to use a lot of this on the other old cars too. But I got some of this stuff here, and I got the 3, 4, and 5 millimeter of it, of this fancy vacuum hose. I mean, that's some nice stuff. That's it kind of reminds me of marine quality stuff. Very beautiful stuff. So there's 3 packs of that, different sizes, and very happy with that. I got a bunch of these. I use so many of these on Daphne, thank goodness. And you know, the thing is, some of you might have noticed I have a fuse box that I put on that vehicle, but I don't use it very often. I use it in some things, but I like these. I can follow these along. I like both of them. And we're not in the marine app. I don't live on the lake anymore, so I cut these covers off so I can see the fuses, and I mark things pretty carefully, but that's worth having. I got this. There's the part number on this. This is a really nice assortment too. These you'll see on YouTube a lot of times. People will show these caps they'll have over the PVC or the brake booster thing, and they'll be cracked, and you'll be getting vacuum leaks out of these. So I got these because those just high quality, and you ought to change them every 3 or 4 years anyway. So I'm going to make sure I don't have any vacuum leaks, and you just got to spend some. I think this thing was $21. I think the hoses were 10 or something, and these were 10 or 12 or something like that. So very happy to have that. And I got this thing. This is a liquid filled 38 millimeter gauge, and the one thing I have noticed is that I don't want to break it right when I get it out of the box. I love the domed covers on that thing, very nice. But I'm going to put this in line. Mine's a 3/8 going from the Edelbrock fancy pump that was very expensive, but it does come with a regulator, so you lose a couple of fittings. You don't. It's just the less fittings in your fuel line, of course, the better. So get the yellow tape and put here, and we'll put this in line right next to the carburetor so we can get it tuned in, get the engine running, and just sort of get it right where it ought to be. And I got another one of these to put on the bottom. I'll show you that later probably. And I've got some fuel pressure gauges, but they're kind of old, and I just kind of wanted something inline all the time on that system. So we're going to be putting that in, and you have to order this separately. This is the Glow Shift. What's the part number on this? There you go. And so very nice gauge. I use their stuff often enough, and most importantly is you get. I thought they were in here, but they don't know where they are. I'll find them. You get some stickers. So when you get the Glow Shift gauge, you get this 90-degree fitting, and when you get the Glow Shift inline fitting, you get these hose clamps, which I don't love. They're a little chalky, but I don't know if I mind the 304. I guess they're trying to make you think it's stainless steel. I bet it's not. But anyway, it might be. I don't know. But these came with the Glow Shift fitting, and they're kind of rough and tumble, but that might be good. I mean, they'll lock into place, and I love that it has just the slot instead of that mixed up Phillips head thing, slot thing. That I kind of found intriguing. But I ran this in a couple of times, and it's what I would call okay. It's not. Now I'll tell you where I go. I go to the big box stores. I go and get the plumbing, a bag of plumbing hose clamps, and those are better quality than you can usually get in an auto parts store, and they're a little bit more expensive, of course, but I think they work a lot better. I got a bag of those down there from what, ½ inch or so up to and you know, 1/2 inch would be probably a 1/4 inch hose because the outside diameter, up to like 5/8 or something. So I would recommend getting them there. So yeah, I'm real happy with this stuff, all of this stuff. Just paid a little extra, won't have to worry about it. So we're going to replace all the lines going from the ported side of the Edelbrock carburetor to the ported side goes to the distributor, and the manifold side goes to the automatic transmission. I always get that confused because I just don't do it enough, but it's so easy to find online. So anyway, let's go get these things on. It'll be a day or two because it is literally 95 degrees out there, and that's just not going to work for me. This is going to be a really ongoing, long, days-long video. You wouldn't know it, but there's why. I can't do that. I just can't do that. But I did get some stuff in. I got in this 40 amp mega fuse. I'm going to put that in line on Daphne, going to her mounted fuse box. I got these for Daphne also because I got headers on her, and so I got 8 of these little sock things, and they seem to be pretty good quality. They're rigid here. There's like a steel ring in there, but I've always been a little worried about one of those spark plug wires falling against the header and you know, melting it and shorting it out and causing a misfire. So I think in her case these are warranted. I think it was $20 for 8 of them. They're very thick. I'm very happy with them. So we'll put those on. But like I say, I think today is Friday. It'll probably be 4 or 5 days before I get back out there. That ain't gonna happen. 112, really? Well, I had these maxi fuse holders, and these came in them. These 50 ampere fuses, but I'd rather have a circuit breaker, and I don't think I need 50 amps going through my fuse box because I'm not running enough through it. I'm running everything separately. Well, not everything, but most everything. So what I did was I got my circuit breaker to put in there because it's a maxi fuse, and guess what? It don't fit. And it don't fit because the blades are a little bit wider on the circuit breaker. It's kind of hard, but just trust me on this thing. So I'm filing them down to make them work. So make it work in that fuse holder. Does it always have to be something? Well, on that note, I went down and I got some rubber ends for spark plugs because it looked to me like this was going to be a problem, this metal ring up inside this boot. And dang if I wasn't right, those will not go in there. I mean, they might. Excuse me. You know, I'm a hairy beast. So, but I don't see the use for those. So I'm delacing them. I'm delaminating them, and I'm going to take this boot apart and get rid of those metal rings. I don't like those anyway. I didn't know it was going to be like that. And I'm just going to double fold it back up on there. The stitching means nothing. All I want is for this to go down and work. So what we'll do here, I mean, it only needs to go to here on the spark plug thing. It doesn't need to make the turn. So she's always a something, and that's a good rule of thumb. And remember, every thumb has a nail in it. It took a while with my chief tool here, Leatherman, and finally, probably 15 minutes or so. But I kind of wanted to show this a little better. I had to take off about 1 millimeter off each side of this. You can see by the pixie dust there on my hands, my fingers. But I think I've got it, by Jove. Yeah, I think that's going to be okay. And what a mess. So let me tell you a little secret here. You want to use the side of the file that's smooth, and so you won't dig into this too much. But I take quite a bit off that. I think it's going to slip right in. All right, you're just sitting on the arm of the chair there, so. Oh, there you go. Ooh, actually got a little snappy click there. Well, let's just leave that in there. Okay. So there we go. So one down. Okay, I'm not gonna mess with that anymore. Okay, so we'll just cut here, put a ring on it, and put this to the battery and this down to the wire that's going to the fuse box. Okay, you know I got to do it, don't you? I am. So let's work on these boots, because these boots are made for walking. It's 100 degrees in the barn. So I got down there and got back up here real nice and quick. Well, this didn't take long, and I don't think that's going to be of any consequence. So what are these things again? Let's look them up real careful like. So X0021T534P. So, alright, there those are right there. Okay, so we should be able to pull this around. Maybe I could have wrapped these things with, looks like a Chinese finger torture thing, handcuffs. So we should be able to squeeze this down. Alright, there might be a little opportunity for some editing here. Alright, I see her. And we're going to pull her out. And then there it is. So I don't know what the point of the metal ring is. So anyhow, we'll just slip this down. See, that'll go in there fine now. I mean, that's no problem. And that's the bigger one. So we'll might just leave those out like that. Isn't that looks like a rose. So I don't think they're going to go anywhere. And I think the point is made. Oh, well, maybe. Don't matter. When I slip it down in there, it'll straighten it out. Okay, well, let's just do the other ones. Okay, there you go. You can see through there now. You can see there's a storm coming. Look at those clouds. Wow. And it's a little darker over that side. So, yeah, that looks like you're got your anvil forming out there. It's been hailing a lot here, so I hope it don't hail anymore. If you get these and handle them, make sure and wash your hands, because that red comes off real easy. But anyway, I got that fixed. As we know, those can go back down there. I got all the rings out. Those are pretty cool. I might use them for something. But these will just slip right down on the spark plug wires now. I'm thinking of putting the tassel side down, and that's going to be cool. So looking forward to that when it drops about 30 or 40 degrees. So, and my desktop looks good, doesn't it? It really turned out well. I have to tell you the truth though, I had to get a heat gun. Still got some lines. I don't think it's picking up, but maybe it is. But that's okay. That'll settle out. Whew, what a mess. So yeah, that red dye is just what it is. I wish I'd just left them. I guess red cells, but I wish I'd just left them alone. That's okay. I think that's going to look good against the yellow wires. So I'm going to take the wires off one at a time and clean them and make sure they got dielectric grease and make sure they're hitting the HEI cap right and all that. So we'll do that later. I don't know how much longer I got on this video, but hadn't really done anything. I guess I have done such stuff. Those are cool. I wish I Maybe I can find a way to work with those. I don't know what it would be though. Interesting.
Well, it happens out here. I'm kind of surprised. Somebody got pulled over.
Oh man, I missed it. Look at that. How cool, huh? We'll get him on the flip side. I thought I heard something big coming at me. I was right.